Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am going on my first non-rev trip today, also known as standby, or some people might say waitlist, I don't know. Basically, because I work for an airline, I get to fly for free today, so that's gonna be fun. So I'm running a little short on time. We always say you should be at the airport 2 hours early, or kind of fudge it like 1 hour early if you are doing carry-on only. I'm gonna try as much as possible anytime on non-rev to do carry-on only. Partially in case there's not room on a second flight if there's a connecting flight, but I'm on a non-stop today and there's lots of space. It makes it simple, makes it quicker. So I backpacked in Europe for 3 weeks with carry-on only. I can do 2 days. So just gonna go visit a friend, and oh my goodness, do you want so much attention? Do you want so much attention? Yeah. Are you gonna miss me? Are you gonna miss me? Oh, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, cute puppy. Alright, I'm on my way to the airport, and I was just gonna tell you guys a little bit how you non-rev, or basically why do I say non-rev instead of standby. Standby to me can be a little ambiguous. Some people like waitlist or standby at the airport because maybe they missed a flight or they want to get on an earlier flight. That's not what this is. This is free employee travel. So we call it non-revving because it's a non-revenue trip. They're not making any money on it. It's just a perk of working for an airline that if there is space available for you to put your backside and you are there, you can get on. Of course, it's not just that simple. We have an employee interwebs, and on one of our sites, that's where you list for what you want. And you can just pull up our itineraries like if you go on the website, put in where you want to go, if you're okay with connections, or if you want a non-stop, that kind of stuff, look at the times. But we also get to see the flight loads. And so we can also see how many people, how many other employees or guest passes have listed for that flight. So if there's only 5 spots that it's showing open and there's 10 people that are listed, you can also click and see, you don't see like who is listed for it, but you get to see a list of seniority. And so if it's a code share flight with another airline, they, if it's their plane, they're going to get seniority over you. I get seniority over guest passes, and then even within employees such as myself, working in the reservation call center, those who have been there longer than I have obviously get seniority, so they would get on the plane before I got the chance. So you can kind of be smart in planning your trip and monitor that and see how full it is. I actually wanted to go last night, but the plane was a smidge oversold, even though I was the only one listed to get on it. I really didn't want to drive to the airport and wait, and I wanted some more time to pack and get the house ready and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. The husband, he's right there. He's not coming with me on this trip. He got to use my flight benefits a couple weeks ago. He went to go visit family. This week I'm just going to go visit a friend. But that is how it works. That is how you list, and you print off a boarding pass like any other person. You check in, but it's just if there's space available, you get on. It's not a guaranteed spot. You go through security just like everyone else. You just have to make sure to bring your ID and then represent the company well. I didn't wear like some scary looking t-shirt. I mean, that would have been more comfortable, but and just act in a way becoming of the company. Representation, even though you are supposed to be very low-key, because I have flown several times on airplanes and never given a thought to the fact that I wonder how many of these people are flying for free because they're employees or family of employees. Never thought about that, but I'm sure I have, and that's something to think about. Maybe it'll be a fun Where's Waldo game, like I wonder if they're an employee. Also, you get on air marshals and they blend in. So I wonder how many times there are people around you that just kind of blend in. Something that I never really thought about, but now I do. And now I get to be one of them. Not an air marshal though, but that could be cool. Got here with more than enough time. And now it's the waiting game. there, guys. It is the next day. Great lighting, great look. As for getting on the plane, it was really easy just because there were a lot of spots, but I just went up to the gate agent and was like, hey, this is my first time. And so basically, like, normally half an hour from boarding, they would know if there's going to be a place for you. I mean, we knew on this one just because there was a lot of empty space. So about half an hour ahead of time, they'll usually call you up and assign you a seat. And then you just walk on like any normal person. Anyway, that's pretty simple. It is the next day. Cause I just hung out with my friend and stayed up way too late. Got way too little sleep. We're gonna have some more fun today, and then I'm flying back tomorrow. So I have work tomorrow. Well, it's pretty risky, especially on my first non-rev trip, to try to get home the same day I have to go to work. But tonight, I just don't want to leave that early. There's no like late night flights going back. Tomorrow, there's like a 6 a.m. flight, but it's pretty full. I think it might actually be all sold out. And I don't want to make my friend take me to the airport at like 4 in the morning. So I will probably catch one at like 10. I have work at 6. The worrisome thing about it though is it's not a non-stop. So I have to make sure I have enough space on the first flight and then enough space on the second flight, because it's a flight per flight basis. I could get stranded in a connection city. I don't think that's the case. When I've looked for what I listed, there's still plenty of space. Not quite as much as the plane I just came on, but still plenty of space. And you know, I've got backup, so it'll work out. But I'll take you along with me. Sorry if this is really long and just kind of blabbing on. I was having problems with my cell phone and trying to get any good like footage of the actual flying process. But anyway, I'm going to go pretend like I'm not dead to the world and go enjoy the rest of my trip, my impromptu weekend visit, just because I can. Love it. Alright guys, well I am home. Really tired. I got about 2 hours of sleep last night. And but I decided to actually hop on an earlier flight because I was getting a little nervous about how flight loads were looking. So I did go ahead and change my listing to the first 6:10 a.m. non-stop flight. So there was enough space on there, not like tons of space. I was still a little nervous, but there ended up being plenty of space. So got on. Ugh, I'm nauseous from like not eating and from those tiny planes, like the turbulence. The turbulence is real with them. Also, this is a good reminder. I mean, I've done a decent amount of flying, my fair share, but just a good reminder that I really need to lose some weight so I'm not crammed into the seats. So anyway, it was overall a good flight. Really nice lady next to me with her little puppy underneath the seat in front of her. I'm going to be doing a video about that, some kind of tips and tricks of the airline industry and flying with animals. Let me know if you're interested in that, if you have any specific questions that I might be able to answer for you. So now, because I'm home early, my husband's gonna pick me up, and he's not off of work yet. So he had to work overtime, and then I was like, oh, P.S. I'm gonna come home early. So I'm just gonna chill at the airport, see if there's some decently priced and flavored food. And that's my first non-rev experience. I think for me the biggest thing is just anxiety about getting home, because I work tonight, and I was like, well, if I don't catch the flight that I want, then I'll be in a connecting city, and then the only other connection that I could take that could get me home in time, but barely in time, is, you know, this one, and the flight loads. And you know, if a flight is canceled or delayed or something, and there's like a whole cascade effect. So I just wanted to make sure, especially my first time, play it safe, get home early. I will sleep when I get home. And it was just really cool. It was really cool to just go out, spend some time with some friends, and I'm planning to make this a regular thing. I want to at least once a month take advantage, go see family and friends, and go places I've never been. So I'll bring you guys along with me on my non-revving trips. Please make sure to subscribe, thumbs up. So I thought I was done with this not so fun fact. Left my IDs in my pocket of the chair that I was riding in, the seat. I'm glad I realized that really quickly, and so the plane was still here and they were able to search through it. Seriously though, seriously. My driver's license and my employee ID, kind of need both of those, and it's just that much more embarrassing that, hi, I'm an employee and I left my ID. Oh my gosh. I was just like, can't even tell you how, like, the blood and the anxiety rushing to my head and brain, and oh my gosh, oh guys, it was sweet though. The girl that was bringing me the ID from the plane, she's like, hey, you gotta have a good story, because I was like, this would happen to me on my first time non-revving, this would happen. And she's like, hey, you gotta have a good story for each trip. So that's my story, and that's my word of advice. If you only have 2 hours of sleep, make a checklist and mentally go through it. Say, okay, do I have my ID? Yeah. Anyway, bye.